Welcome to the lab. My name's Corey. In this video, I'm painting a vampire. First thing you'll notice is, yeah, surprise, surprise, my desk is kind of covered in stuff right now. Normally, what I do when I finish a project is completely clean my desk off so that I can start something new. And I did that, but I started something new immediately. I don't really have a spot to put all this, and it's all very organized right now because I'm trying my best to work through this. It's the first time I've worked on something like this. You'll be seeing this video in the very short future. It'll probably be my next video, at least one of the next videos. So please ignore that for now. But this, I was actually planning on being this video, but it didn't come until like 4 days ago. It came like Friday last week, so I didn't have time to start this because this is a big project. This is actually like a 3-video project. So I decided to put that off, and I actually started 2 videos. I'm having a friend of mine paint another mini in 3 hours, and I got about halfway done. They had to stop for now. But their color scheme, so that's my girlfriend. Her color scheme, she picked one of the vampires. She used purple armor. And I loved it. Honestly, I really liked it. So I wanted to try that myself. And so that's what this is. And I love this so much. I've seen so many people paint black armor. This is just very quick. Purple armor brushed with a purple metallic over top. After edge highlighting with some white. And it's just so good. I love this color scheme. I don't care if it's lore right or not. I like it a lot, and I think it fits this type of monster. So I don't know if I'm happy with the skin tone. I didn't focus on that too much. I also tried to paint him as fast as I could. I wanted to see, because I've still got to work on my Warhammer. I mean, like, hold on. Let me break this out here. I have so much that I picked up for having never played Warhammer. I picked all this up months ago. And I don't like having stuff undone. So I'm going to get to these guys eventually. And I'm going to enjoy playing the game. I hope so, anyways. Either way, I'm going to enjoy painting the minis. But obviously, I need a cohesive way to start painting all of this stuff that isn't going to take my whole life. And I think purple. And that's part of the reason why I've been focused on increasing my speed. But I just like the purple a lot. I know all of this is like black and red. Lots and lots of blacks. I mean, she's got a purple cloak, right? Lots of blacks and leathers and metallics. I like the purple. I'm probably gonna stick with that for my Vampire Knights. I'm honestly, my Blood Knights, I know like red armor is the classic, but like, look at this purple armor. So yeah, that's what this video is about. Nothing fancy, just another attempt to increase my skill and try a different color scheme that I'm not used to. Wasn't my idea. I have to credit this to my girlfriend very much. Thank you so much, Emily, for this color scheme. I know it's not quite what yours is going to end up being, but regardless, I love it, and that mini that you're painting is going to fit into my army no matter what. So I guess, yeah, I'll just show you what I did so you can see a better close-up of who this guy is. I can't remember his name. It's not important. I'll find it later. I'm sure he's an actual character. This dude came in the 4-person set for the whatever the Sigmar kill team thing is. I think it's like War Cry or War whatever. The Age of Sigmar kill team spin-off or equivalent. They had a vampire set with 4 dudes. This is one of them. I'm sure he has a name. I don't know it. I just picked him out of the 4 because I was like, yep, his pose looks cool. Looks like he's here to throw down. I like dudes who look like they're gonna come in with a giant hammer and smash stuff. You know, like he has that pose like, I am here, that guy's gonna get smushed. So I picked him because he just looks cool. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice is I'm using a dry palette. Emily had accidentally spilled some red paint on my wet palette, so I went to go wash it, and I put my hand through my sponge. So I am wet palette only until I get some new sponges. So I watered down some violet paint, some purple paint, so I would get this nice, vibrant purple color. And I went through and I painted everything that I thought would be metallic with that. And then I used a dark crimson red to paint all of the cloth. As you can see, I'm being kind of sloppy here because I figured I would clean it up afterwards, which I did. I went through and I touched it up with some white and everything. And then I washed the bones on his shoulder, the horns, with some sepia so they would look like a bone or some horns. And then I brightened back up some areas with some white. And I went through and I painted his weapon with a nice dark irony metal metallic color, which, you know, I love scale 75 metals. And you can see here I need to cut my hair. I painted all of the brown bits with a nice leathery brown that were keeping his armor pieces strapped together. Then I took some of my purple amethyst metallic color and I dry brushed that all over the armor. I may try something else on a figure that I want to make look fancier, but I honestly really loved how that just subtly brought back out. Like, it was like a nice brighter layer on top of the violet. Then I did a bunch of gold trim, which you saw, and here I am painting the base with a bunch of different browns and reds. Oh, hey look, coincidentally, I spilled my red wash while I was trying to give the base a variety of color for the earth that he was standing on. And I was cleaning it up when I realized, hey, I was trying to pour this out to use it anyway, so I may as well use it before I wipe it up and even waste that much. So that's what I did. And then I re-brought out some of like the stick that was down there, and I have some gray on there for the rocks, and then I cleaned up the base rim with the black. And that was it. And that was my project for this week. Wasn't a big project, but like I've always been telling you, it doesn't have to be big if you're happy with the progress that you're making. I know I've started with a lot of terrain, and I've been juggling different projects here and there, because it's my thing. I know I made it my catchphrase, but that's because it's important to me. I love trying new things in this hobby, like this project here. This is some of the most fun I've ever had hobbying. This project that I'm working on. Personally, I'm in love with this building process. And I'm going to get back to doing some other stuff. For terrain recently, I know I've done a lot of bits, and then I did a project of hanging stuff on the wall. I haven't actually made like a proper piece of table terrain in a little while, partially because I'm running out of room. It's going to hurt me, but in my office, I've built a bookshelf up the wall that has then also traveled around my room because I have a tall ceiling in this room. It's not a large office, it's actually a very small office. It's a small bedroom that I turned into an office. But it was very much lacking shelves, and I needed a space to hold basically my library of books, which I cut in basically half when I moved, and is turning out to still be too large. And I honestly don't have a ton of time for physical books anymore. So I'm going to keep some of these that are very nostalgic and important to me because they're my favorite author, or they're a collector book or whatever, or it's a collection that I was working on. A lot of my books I think I'm going to be giving away to some people in my local community. I know I have friends with kids in their, going into their teens now. So some of this I haven't picked up in years. I'm going to try to give away to some kid who it can make them happy. Because if I ever want to hear it again, like the Harry Potter books, I'm probably going to hold on to my Harry Potter books, but I'm using them as an example. I can get them on an audiobook, which is my main format for reading anymore. I use Audible like crazy. I haven't been sponsored by anybody, so I'm not shilling for them. It's just my daily habit. As a matter of fact, like minutes ago before I started recording, I was listening to a new book that just came out. So this is just what I do, and it'll save me space. So I would like to turn my bookshelf into more room for hobby stuff, and that being terrain. Looking at my shelf here, because I want to build like a, not a cathedral, what am I thinking of? Where, a mausoleum. I want to build a mausoleum. It's been on my list for a long time because I really want to play Frostgrave. I haven't had time. My friends' schedules and myself just haven't lined up in a long time. I would love to play Frostgrave. But to build some of those things, I need a space to store them, and I am running out of shelf space here. So I've been kind of putting it off and putting it off. That's one of the main reasons I have been. Let me just knock everything over. Anyways, long story short, I promise that probably be a couple months, or maybe at least a month and a half, maybe. Like I said, this project's going to be 3 videos long, and since I only really post 2 videos a month, it'll be like a month and a half, 2 months before I actually move on to doing something else. So hopefully by then I'll have figured out some spatial situations, and I can crack out a mausoleum, which is something I've never built before. I've only built these towers, and I did them in a fashion I would not do in the future. They took a lot out of me, as I told you about in a former video. So, and the mausoleum is a much smaller building. So, anyways, that's a future video. I don't know why I'm talking about it so much currently in this video. Vampire Dude time. I enjoyed painting him. The new color scheme. I used some new paints that I haven't used before. I enjoy it. And I think I'm going to be sticking with purple armor, red capes, gold trim for my vampires that are armored up in the future. I really, really enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around. If you have any ideas for how you store your terrain, I can't store it in the basement. I don't want it to get moldy. My basement isn't fully finished. It's mostly okay, but if you have any tips and tricks for storing your terrain, I would love to hear it. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, and ring that notification bell and subscribe if you'd like to be notified of videos that I'm coming out in the future. I am very excited to share this project. Maybe it's not something you guys are into, because it's definitely a departure from minis and terrain, but I'm excited for it. So make sure you do that if you'd like to see what I'm doing in the future. And until next time, experiment with your hobby.